Welcome to the rare advice. Have you ever noticed how men always seem to come back after they've hurt a strong, independent woman? But not just any woman, a Sigma female. Why does this happen? Let's break it down. A Sigma female is not your average woman. She doesn't beg, she doesn't chase, and she never loses herself over a man. When she walks away for real. She values her peace over drama and self-respect over toxic love. What makes a Sigma female different from others? It's her deep sense of independence and emotional strength. She doesn't rely on external validation to feel complete. Unlike many women who seek constant reassurance in relationships, she is self-sufficient. She knows who she is and what she deserves. That's why, when a man takes her for granted, she doesn't waste time trying to prove her worth. She simply removes herself from the situation. But let's be clear. Her strength isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, firm, and deeply rooted in her self-awareness. She doesn't need to shout her value from the rooftops, because her actions speak louder than words. This is why many men mistake her silence for indifference. The truth is, she feels deeply, but she refuses to let her emotions control her decisions. Most men are used to women breaking down after a breakup, texting, calling, or begging for closure. But when a Sigma female walks away, she doesn't. Men often don't realize what they had until it's gone. But when a Sigma female leaves, the void she creates is impossible to ignore. Unlike other women who may seek attention or closure after a breakup, she doesn't engage in the usual back and forth. She simply disappears, without warning, without drama. And that silence speaks louder than words. At first, he may not notice. He might assume she'll come back like others have before. He might even feel relieved, thinking he's free to do whatever he wants. But then, something shifts. He starts to notice the small but powerful things that made her different. The peace she brought into his life. The way she truly understood him. The fact that she never played games. Those things suddenly feel irreplaceable. The world is full of people, but none of them are her. He may try to distract himself with other women, but he quickly realizes they don't have her depth, her independence, or her aura of quiet confidence. The things he once took for granted now feel like luxuries he'll never experience again. And then comes the regret. He scrolls through old pictures, replays old conversations, and wonders why she hasn't reached out. He waits for a text that never comes, hoping for a sign that she still cares. But the harsh reality sets in. At first, he might not realize what he's lost. He might think she's just like the others, someone who will cry, beg, or eventually return. But a Sigma female is different. She doesn't wait around for apologies. She doesn't seek revenge, and she doesn't waste time proving her worth. She simply walks away, and that's what makes men regret losing her. Unlike most women, she doesn't give endless chances. She doesn't entertain toxic cycles. When she sees that she's not valued, she removes herself, not to teach him a lesson, but because she knows she deserves better. And that's when it starts to hit him. She's really gone. The regret doesn't come immediately. At first, he might enjoy his freedom, thinking he has time to explore other options. But as time passes, he realizes that no one else matches her energy. No one else makes him feel as deeply connected, as inspired, or as challenged in the way she did. Other women may be available, but they lack the depth, independence, and uniqueness of a Sigma female. Then comes the comparison. He starts looking for her qualities in other women but never finds them. The effortless confidence, the emotional strength, the way she carried herself, it was rare. And suddenly, there's something about a Sigma female that keeps men thinking about her long after she's gone. It's not just her beauty, intelligence, or independence, it's her mystery. She never reveals too much, never seeks validation, and never tries to prove her worth. And that makes men obsessed with figuring her out. Most women wear their hearts on their sleeves, openly expressing their emotions and making it clear where they stand. But a Sigma female, she's different. She doesn't overshare. She doesn't announce her next move. She doesn't seek sympathy or attention. Instead, she remains unpredictable, leaving men wondering what she's thinking and feeling. And nothing is more intriguing than the unknown. When a man can't fully understand a woman, she stays on his mind. He replays conversations, searching for hidden meanings. He wonders why she never reached out after the breakup. Did she move on? Does she miss him? Is she thinking about him? The uncertainty drives him crazy, and the longer he goes without answers, the more he feels the urge to reconnect. Social media makes it even worse. While some women post sad quotes or seek attention, a Sigma female moves in silence. If she shares anything, it's her success, her happiness, her glow-up. And that only. Most men are used to women who rely on them emotionally, women who seek constant validation, reassurance, and support. But a Sigma female, she's built differently. She doesn't depend on anyone for her happiness, peace, or sense of self-worth, and that makes her unforgettable. Emotional independence is rare. Society often teaches women to seek fulfillment in relationships, to find their identity through love. But a Sigma female doesn't play by those rules. She has already built a strong foundation within herself. Whether she's in a relationship or single, her confidence remains unshaken. She doesn't seek a man to complete her. She is already whole. And this is what confuses men the most. At first, they might mistake her independence for indifference. They assume she doesn't care, that she doesn't feel deeply, but that's not true. A Sigma female experiences emotions just like anyone else. She just doesn't let them control her. She processes pain in private, heals on her own terms, and emerges even stronger. After a breakup, most men expect to be chased, begged, or guilt-tripped. But when a Sigma female walks away, she doesn't look back. One of the biggest reasons a man comes back after hurting a Sigma female is simple: fear. Not fear of losing her love, but fear of being replaced. And nothing bruises a man's ego more than realizing he wasn't as special as he thought. When a Sigma female walks away, she doesn't beg, she doesn't argue, and she doesn't try to make him stay. She simply removes herself. At first, he might think she's just giving him space or waiting for him to reach out. But as time passes, he starts to realize she's not waiting, she's moving on. This is when panic sets in. He begins to wonder, has she found someone better? Does she even think about me? Was I just another chapter in her story? The uncertainty eats away at him. He thought he had time, but now he's not so sure. Unlike other women who may openly express their emotions, a Sigma female is a mystery. She doesn't broadcast her pain, she doesn't post cryptic messages online, and she certainly doesn't let him know she misses him. If anything, she looks happier, more confident, and even more successful. And that's terrifying for him. Men like to believe they are irreplaceable, that nothing haunts a man more than seeing a woman he once had become the best version of herself without him. And when that woman is a Sigma female, the regret hits even harder. Because while he expected her to be stuck in heartbreak, she was busy leveling up. A Sigma female doesn't waste time crying over someone who didn't value her. Instead, she focuses on self-improvement. She pours her energy into her goals, career, health, and mindset. She doesn't use a breakup as an excuse to fall apart. She uses it as fuel to become even stronger, wiser, and more successful. At first, he may not notice. But one day, he stumbles upon her social media or hears about her through mutual friends, and what he sees shocks him. She looks radiant, confident, and happier than ever. She's thriving in ways he never imagined. And that's when the realization hits. Losing her wasn't just a mistake. It was a life-changing regret. The glow-up isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual. She has healed, evolved. So, after all the silence, regret, and realizations, he finally reaches out. Maybe it's a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" or a long-winded apology about how he made a mistake. But how does a Sigma female respond? Simple. She doesn't react emotionally. She observes. Unlike other women who may rush into a conversation out of excitement or nostalgia, a Sigma female remains calm and in control. She doesn't let his sudden return shake her peace. Instead, she takes a step back and analyzes the situation. Why is he coming back? Is it because he truly changed? Or is he just missing the comfort of having her in his life? She doesn't fall for sweet words or empty promises. Anyone can say, "I've changed." But she knows that true change is shown through actions, not late-night texts filled with regret. So she watches closely. Does he put in consistent effort? Does he take accountability for his past behavior? Or is he simply hoping she'll welcome him back like nothing happened? A Sigma female also values her personal growth. She asks herself an important question. Does going back to him align with the woman I've become? If the answer is no, she won't hesitate to walk away again, this time with even more certainty. Even if she does give him a chance to talk. A Sigma female doesn't make emotional decisions, she makes logical ones. So when an ex comes crawling back, she doesn't rush to say yes or no. She takes her time, evaluates the situation, and asks herself one important question. Does this serve my highest good? Taking someone back isn't about how much they regret losing her. It's about whether they have truly changed. A Sigma female knows that words mean nothing without action. Apologies are easy, but real growth takes time. Has he shown consistent change in his behavior? Or is he just lonely and looking for comfort? She also considers her own growth. She is no longer the woman who once tolerated his mistakes. She has evolved, strengthened her boundaries, and gained clarity on what she truly wants. If going back means settling for less than she deserves, then the decision is simple. She walks away without hesitation. Another key factor: trust. If he broke it before, can he rebuild it? A Sigma female doesn't hold grudges, but she does hold people accountable. If she senses even a hint of old patterns, she knows better than to repeat the cycle. She refuses to waste her time on. At the end of the day, a Sigma female doesn't need closure, because she is the closure. She doesn't rely on someone else's actions or words to validate her. When a Sigma female decides to move forward, it's not about seeking answers or tying up loose ends. It's about embracing her own growth and strength. She doesn't dwell in the past or waste time waiting for apologies. She's too busy building her future. Whether she chooses to take him back or moves on entirely, she does so with a sense of purpose and wisdom. A Sigma female knows that forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation, and healing doesn't require holding on to old wounds. She understands that the most powerful form of revenge is thriving, living her best life, with or without him. Her happiness doesn't depend on someone else's approval or presence. It's self-sustained. And if she decides to let him back into her life, it's not because she's desperate or vulnerable, it's because she's in a position of strength. She's already healed, already moved on, and now it's about whether he's earned the privilege of being a part of her life again. She knows her worth and has the wisdom to discern whether he has truly changed, or if he's simply missing the attention she once gave him. For a Sigma female, it's not about second chances, it's about earned chances. She will never settle for less than she deserves. So, to every Sigma female out there,